Hi everyone, it's Jules. Welcome to my Sweet 16 Photo Collage Lighted Marquee Numbers tutorial. These giant lighted numbers are a unique way to arrange photos of the birthday girl and help her feel seen and celebrated on her special day. I've also created printables for this tutorial, and you can make any number and a few different shapes for other occasions. The numbers I'm making here and I'm showing are approximately 27 inches tall. I'm running the printables across the screen here so you can see them. Okay, let's get started. I recommend that you preview the whole tutorial before starting this project. First, you're going to gather 60 digital photos for the collages, approximately 30 photos for each number. If you have less, that's okay too. So as you can probably guess, I take a lot of photos, and I wanted to tell you how I chose the photos that I did to include on these photo numbers. So I wanted to tell a story of love and support and gratitude for family and friends. So what I included photos that show the Sweet 16 with all the people that love and supported them through their whole life, and tell that story rather than show pictures of the Sweet 16 by themselves. And maybe they might feel a little bit objectified and awkward by just seeing photos of themselves alone all over the poster. So I wanted to let you know that's how I made my choices. For this project, we're going to make 2 photo collages, and I wanted to show you how to include special messages in the collages. So here I'm going to use the iPhone Photos app. So if you have an iPhone, you can do this. You don't need to buy extra graphics software because this comes with the iPhone OS. I like to do this because it makes the marquee more personal, and it's an opportunity to include special messages of love and support from people who can't join the party but want to show up for the birthday girl. So if you don't want to create special messages, you can skip to step 3 next. Okay, step 3. So now we're going to create photo collage posters with an online printing service. This way the marquee numbers will have a smooth surface and you won't have to cut and glue all the photos. It'll look much neater and more professional. Here I'm going to use posterburner.com, but just make note that I'm not affiliated with Posterburner. You can use other online printers as well. So what you're going to do is order 2 different vertical prints, 24 inches wide by 36 inches tall, with no white borders. You can move the images all around in the poster and make it look like you want. So make 2 different posters that have different photographs if you can, and it takes up to 30 images. Here you can see I'm putting some of the special messages in there. Next, you can order your supplies. I wanted to let you know that I'm an Amazon affiliate, and some of the links in the tutorial description box are affiliate links, and I receive a small commission if you purchase through these links. It's no additional cost to you, but it helps me to pay my bills. So if you like the tutorial, please do. Now you've ordered all of the supplies and photo collage posters. So come back to step 5 when you're ready to assemble your photo collage marquee numbers. The next step is to download and print out the numbers template on 8.5 by 11 size paper. Make sure that you use the poster or tiled settings when you print it out. Each number uses 6 sheets of paper, and each number is approximately 27 inches tall when it's totally assembled. Now you should have all of your supplies, posters, and printable numbers templates. You can begin assembling your marquee lighted numbers. Yay! So get yourself a large clean work surface with a cutting mat. First assemble the printed templates. You will notice that the sheets are labeled for easier identification. Put the edges together accurately and tape them with clear tape. Then you will cut out the templates. I'm using a metal ruler to get straight cuts using the X-Acto blade, but you may choose to use a scissor or another cutting tool. So now I'm going to talk about the foam core. The foam core that I used was shipped in a well-protected shipping carton so that the edges and corners were not damaged when I received it. So I'm showing you the box that it came in. I'm going to show you how to make a larger foam core sheet from the smaller 16 by 20 size. Here I'm cutting out reinforcement strips for the back to stabilize it. Now I'm cutting tape strips. So these are two 16 by 20 inch boards that I'm putting together. I'm going to tape them on one side, the side without the adhesive release paper. Then I'm going to run a strip of hot glue down the center to join them. Then I'm going to let it cool. And when it's cool, I'm going to flip it over again and glue the reinforcement strips to what will be the back of the numbers. Next, I'm going to trace the number template onto the side of the foam core that has the adhesive release paper. That's the side that has the gray grid on it. I'm using a Sharpie marker to do this, but you can use something else if you want. Then we're going to cut out the letters. You'll see a piece of tape off to the right because I filmed this a little bit out of order. Just a reminder about X-Acto blades. They're a really great tool. However, you need to practice safety precautions with them, so make sure that you read up on best practices when using an X-Acto knife. And just know that because I'm an art school graduate and I've had many times where I have nicked my fingers and maybe cut a fingernail here or there, I have a lot of practice in doing this, and also the video is sped up, so please do take your time and really be careful with X-Acto blades. Here's how the photo posters came out. So in this step, we're going to trace the number template onto the photo collages and cut them out. I'll show you two different ways to do this. First, you could use the excess foam core to frame up what part of the poster collage you want to see when the number is trimmed. So you see how I'm doing this here. These photo posters came out with beautiful rich color, and the ring light shows how glossy they are and how even the surface is. So I poked holes into it at the corners of the number 1, and then I flipped it over and I marked the pinpoint holes so I know where the 1 is going to land when I cut it. Notice that I'm going to cut outside of those and leave a little bit of excess room. Okay, now let's do the number 6. I'm showing a different way to trace the 6 onto the poster because I can see where it's going to land. So I'm going to freehand draw, tracing around the foam core cutout. Here I'm going to change the X-Acto blade so it's a nice sharp one. So where I'm cutting is about 3/4 of an inch larger than my foam core number. So I have a little bit of extra space. Here we're going to apply the posters to the foam core cutouts. We're going to remove the adhesive release paper and then carefully place the adhesive onto the back side of the poster. Then I'm going to burnish it on with a piece of paper. I'm going to carefully do this so that we don't scrape the surface, but we want to get all the bubbles out of it and for it to look nice and smooth and make sure it's evenly applied. Then I'm going to flip the number over and trim the excess off the edges of the foam core number. So the poster is now flush to the edge of the foam core. Then we're going to do the same thing to the number 6. The key is to place it very carefully and make sure that it's flat and there's no wrinkles in the poster before you place it. Okay, this is my favorite part. Here's where we install the string lights onto the edges of the numbers. First, I want to make sure that the string lights all work, so I'm going to put some batteries in them. So file this under things I didn't know I needed, but here I'm showing off this Battery Daddy storage box. I love organization, and this makes finding all of my batteries a breeze. I get annoyed when I have to change batteries, and this just makes it a little bit less annoying. Here I'm going to tape the battery pack on the back of the number with the on-off switch facing the edge of the number. Next, I'm going to glue the lights onto the edge of the foam core. This is the longest part of the project, to tell the truth. For the number 6, I'm taping this battery pack on the opposite side of the 6 with the on-off switch facing the edge of the number. Glue the string lights all around the number and tape any extra wire to the back of the number. Place the numbers next to each other with the backs and the battery packs showing. So there's a little bit of extra string lights from the number 1 because it's shorter way around the outside. So we're going to use the extra string lights from the 1 to attach to the hole in the 6. Watch how I engineer this. This was the hardest part to glue, was the string lights on the inside of the counter of the 6. Keep the numbers close to each other because now they're connected by string lights. There will probably be a lot of glue spider webs when you're done, and if you're like me, you're going to want to pull them all off. Here I'm going to make a couple of small hangers for the back of the numbers. If you're going to stand the numbers against a wall on a table or lay them down, then you're not going to need to do this. Cut some foam core strips to make hangers for the back. And here I'm using the excess foam core from the number 1, but they can be an approximate size of 4 inches by 2 inches. Measure and cut ribbons to a length that works for you. Glue the foam core so that the ribbons have free movement and you can adjust them. Tie bows in the top if you like. Okay everyone, let's get this party started. I'm hanging up my numbers using command hooks so they don't ruin my walls. Thanks for watching everyone.